Parashat, this week Parashat Noach. This is a shur on the Parashat. It's very interesting that we come to a shul and comes out that Hakadosh Baruch Hu created the Bereshit, everything created, and now this week Parashat, Hashem destroys everybody, and Hashem tells Noach, make a teva. Now, what does Hashem say in this teva? It's very interesting. There's a midrash that Baalei Tosfot brings it. The midrash says that Mr. Sheker comes to Noach and says, Noach, I want to get in the teva also. Noach tells him Noach thinks to himself, what? All of the world is being destroyed because of you, Sheker, Mr. Lie. Now you want to get to the teva? Now, we want to create a world without Sheker that should stand. Now he thought that, how should I stop him? What's the best way to stop Mr. Sheker from getting the teva? He wants to come to the teva. He thinks, and what should I do? Finally he comes up with the best idea. He tells Mr. Sheker, see, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said that everybody has to come as a pair, as a couple. If you want to get in the teva, go and find your couple, go and find Batzuk, go and get married. If you become a pair, then I could let you in. Hashem says that's a command from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's okay. Mr. Sheker says, okay, no problem. He goes and he calls all of the Shatchanim. He promises so much promises to them. Any girl that you find that marries me, I would give so much this. And, Shatchanim start calling the girls and tell, this is a boy, he's handsome, whatever that you want is there. And then they ask, what's the name? Sheker. Lie. We should marry. Lie. Mr. Lie. Of course not. Nobody was ready to marry Mr. Lie because, he's who wants to marry Mr. Sheker. Finally, the rain was coming and the Mabul was starting, and Mr. Sheker saw that nothing's happening. He calls Shatchanim and says, please find me somebody. Finally, one of the Shatchanim finds a girl that's ready to marry Mr. Sheker. But the only thing is that this girl has a condition. So what's the condition? They tell Mr. Sheker, what's the condition? He says, I want condition, I'm going to come and marry you. Mr. Sheker sees that he doesn't have any other choice. He's getting destroyed anyway. It's okay. Whatever that is, I'm going to marry. He marries this Mrs., and they get married together. And Mr. Sheker signs the contract with the full honesty and integrity, right? With the documented that could be enforced through the court of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That is it. And they get into chuppah, they sign, and they get into teva. Now the question is, what was the condition of this lady, and what was her name? Her condition was, whatever that Sheker makes should come to me. Whatever that you make should come to me. And he got no choices. He says, at least it's better that I should not get destroyed, but whatever that I make should go to somebody else. And now what's the name of this lady that married Sheker is Mrs. Waste. Whatever that you make through Sheker goes to waste. This is our life. Sheker, yes, he got survived, but he got survived with a very great price. The price is whatever that you build through Sheker goes to waste. I know a couple, after 28 years, she found out that the husband lied to her with number of children. She was considering to get divorced. Because all marriage is emet. All marriage is truth. Because if there is a lie, means there is no trust. There's no trust, there's no oxygen of marriage. Oxygen of marriage is trust. And they say, Chazal say, Shalom and Emet, they got married together and they went to Teva also. Whenever that you find emet, truth, there's a shalom, there's a peace, there's a bracha. Everything comes. Don't get attracted through Sheker. Person could make a lot of money through Sheker, but they get destroyed. Why do you see that a lot of men, they die and they leave money, and the children, they want to tear apart each other for the money? Why? because this money, Zohar HaKadosh says, didn't come out from the right way. Chas v'shalom, when a person doesn't make a right and proper money, he brings trouble for himself. He doesn't bring bracha, shefa. Person should be satisfied with a little bit of money, with bracha, with full honesty. Like the Parashat says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu destroyed the world because they weren't honest with each other. They wanted, they tricked each other legally. Legally, they tricked each other. Hashem didn't like it. Hashem destroyed the world. Therefore, a person has to know that, to have emet, is trust, is the base of the home. Now, the Gemara tells us that Eliezer saw Shem ben Noach, told him that, what was the zechut? How did you get survived? And Shem ben Noach says that we got survived through Maaseh Chesed, kindness. And very interesting pasuk. The pasuk says in the Perek Zayin, pasuk Chaf Gimel, Yachad Kollel, Hashem destroyed, He deleted all of the creations. Some say, the Mishnah says in Sanhedrin that Noach, they don't have Chilek Rabba, they name from this pasuk Vayimach. He doesn't say Vayamot, this and that. He wrote Vayimach. Vayimach means Mechyam. Mechyam is deleting totally. From the human beings till behemah, animals, remes, creeping, bird. Vayimach min aretz, they got Vayishayer ach Noach asherito bateva. Just Noach got remained from all of the people that they were with him in the Teva. Now, so it has to about that. Vayishayer mean ach Noach. Why say ach Noach? Only Noach. What's ach? Usually the word of ach comes to exclude, to say that only exclusion. Levad Noach zebasho midrash Haggadah gonei yach bekohe dam mitorach behema b'achayot. In other words, midrash Haggadah says that he was ach Noach means what remained from Noach, bare minimum of life. Noach didn't have a full life. He had only minimum betterment of life. Why? Because he was troubled himself day and night to give food to animals. Unbelievable. You think HaKadosh Baruch Hu saved Noach? Now, I was thinking, Noach is sitting on the couch and he has, he has some type of divrei Torah. He's learning. He's watching something, on the couch and relaxing himself. Why not? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, if he could save Noach, you save Noach with the serenity, with full things. But here we find something very interesting. Torah tells us that Noach was troubled so much to save all of the animals day and night, that he was just somebody coming out from concentration camp. He didn't have life with him. Ach Noach, minimum life got remained in him. Why? Because of the Torah. It's unbelievable. Hashem is saving Noach, and we think that he has such an easy time and he got... No! See, the point is like this. There is a din outside. That year was a din, judgment from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When there is a judgment and din, we need zechut, we need merit to get saved. What zechut, what merit? Chesed and kindness. In other words, the Parashat is teaching us, if we want to make a teva in our home, to be safe in this wavy life, that the waves are all over for our family, our children, our community. No? We started the year with that. We had hurricanes in Miami, we had hurricanes in Atlanta, and we saw people lost everything. So wavy. No, what keeps us? Chesed, kindness. To do kindness to other people. We are living in a society that if a chesed comes a little bit difficult, we drop it. Noach tells us, no. If it comes harder, do it. Because the hardship of the chesed gives us zechut. And we should have the hardship of the chesed, not the hardship of Yisurim. That's the way that we live. Unbelievable story in Gemara in Tanit. Gemara in Tanit says that the city got into fire somehow, and there was a house in the middle of the city. Now, in the middle of the city, it's very hard to get saved. Maybe the corner, but not in the middle. And there was a house in the middle of the city and got saved. Fire didn't come to this house. Chachamim were so very amazed. How come? They asked him, what do you do? Finally, they realized that they were a rich family and that they had, fuel. Those days, they used to cook with the wood. And whenever that the lady finished cooking, there was a line of poor people. They would come and use her stove, her wood. Because she thought that my wood anyway is going to waste. Why not? Let people come and use it. Now, there were a lot of rich people there. But they didn't want even poor people to come to their house. They didn't get the house open for them. But this family had the blood of chesed. They wanted to do kindness. They brought them in and they let them cook. From Shamayim, they said, since in this house the fire is being used for Maaseh Chesed, the fire is not allowed to touch this house. That's an assurance, that's an insurance that we could get for our houses, for our life. With Maaseh Chesed, with Maaseh kindness, whatever that we do. And we are living in a society, we are living time that we need a lot of zechut, a lot of merit. And that would be the greatest merit that we could have. And don't forget, this year we invented a Yehiratzon, that whenever a person is about to get angry, he should say a Yehiratzon with any language that you want. The language could be Persian, English, whatever that the language is. What do you say? You say that should be will in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I will control myself and I don't get angry. And the zechut of that should help Kahal Israel. Imagine, at that moment, there is a family at pitfall. Or into an accident, chas v'shalom. There is a boy that's getting off of derech, is getting the hand of a Goyish girl. Or there is a Jewish girl is getting the hand of the boy. Or there is a suicide bomber. Or somebody is coming to shoot. And that moment, we need zechut and merit. Let that zechut and merit be for anybody in Kahal Israel who needs it. And b'zchut that, he should be saved. B'tzad Hashem, we should say the Yehiratzon and create the zechut and merit for all Kahal Israel.